now I know it's a talk. See? And just get right to it.
The starting lineup for the visiting Indiana Pacers. At small forward.
I don't take it.
How excited are you?
Oh man, Kevin, on a scale of 1 to 10, can I go 20? I mean, we've been waiting for these games to start for months. The offseason seems endless, and there's always drama about player movement, who's going where, and expectation, but nothing better than getting that ball thrown out. And let's see these guys go at it.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Halliburton to the backcourt. Nembhard to his side. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And Smatherin at the 3 spot. Now, here's Ivy. Harris outside. Thompson for 3. That doesn't go, and he's 0-1 from the field. Indiana's gone 0-2 from deep here. Smatherin for 3. Indiana again, missing. Johnson in the corner. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
If he develops a consistent three-point shot in his first few years, Thompson's going to be scary.
A great result in the 2024 regular season of these Pacers actually led the NBA in assists.
Averaging over 30 assists a game. Now that's ball movement. These Pacers really trust one another and love to share the load offensively.
Halliburton for 3. Duran pulls it in.
So far, the team just 1 of 5, and that win is shrinking.
Harris, no good.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Nembhard hits a 3-point bomb.
Sweet pass from Turner. And he's really been working on his ability to pass the ball.
Cunningham passes to Harris. A 3-ball. Cunningham's shot is off. Indiana's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from 3-point range so far in the first. Master Thompson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
What I appreciated about Thompson is his recognition. He knows when to force the issue and when to pull back.
And ranked right at the Pistons' fan for sticking with them after a tough season last year.
Well, Kevin, it's been a couple of rough years in Detroit, and never easy to have your team go through something like that. You know, when you're getting national media attention for not winning games, it's never a good thing. These fans are loyal, they're hungry. The future is going to be bright in Detroit, I promise you that.
And man, can Ivy fly. I mean, a big time pitch.
And so it's Rick Carlisle here calling timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. The league checked in for Sarge Thompson. Here is the 2K leaderboard of last season's top 15 team. Number 1, the Pacers.
The way these guys move the ball offensively was really a joy to watch. Great teamwork and unselfishness. And that's why we saw those great assist numbers a season ago.
It's good from long range.
And I like Obi just stepping up and not hesitating.
It's stolen by Bryant. Here's Jackson. A miss that time. Would have put him up. Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Ivy, no one around him. Good on the 3-point shot. Ivy's got 7.
Oh, how about the quick thinking by Ivy? I love that he goes right at it with the shot.
In the corner, it's Neesmith. No good from outside.
And the great shooters, when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And Duran is right there.
And Duran has that length to corral anything around the basket.
Here's McConnell. Gets the 3-point of the fall.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter steal, but not who you want to leave open.
Now, here's Cunningham. Nothing on the board. Harris, good.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Here's McConnell. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Detroit leading by 6. Here's Ivy. Here's Duran. And Duran
ball to Duran, reward the big man running the floor.
Here's Harris. And slam dunk by Harris.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
You wondered if they would take some time to find their A game. They did it at jump ball. They've been awesome tonight.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Cunningham kicks to Harris. Here's Ivy. Misses the three. They time it right. They can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
And that's how you want to end the quarters. And even with good coverage defensively, that he has confidence to drill the three.
They grant their own miss. Tries again. And Duran finishes inside. Duran's got 6.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
Jackson, that's a 2-pointer. It's Cunningham with the rebound.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Maybe they can find a way to establish some rhythm in the next few possessions with the extra pass.
Beasley with a clean look. Again, the Pistons score.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there are 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
And so it. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Detroit.
They are committed to running the floor in this one, relying on their speed to get a lot of points off the fast break.
The tally on the offensive rebounds right now has been really impressive. They've just been in the right spot at the right time to getting those putbacks.
Isaiah Stewart out there with Thompson. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. Then it's Malik Beasley. And it's Hardaway in at the shooting guard. They're the group Detroit to start the second round.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the board has been impressive. Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
We've seen him shoot at 40% from deep for a season, so Halliburton accurate from three-point land.
I think he rushed that one just a little bit, thinking the defense was going to get close. They weren't.
And Greg, we know the Pacers have to improve defensively, but where do they start?
Candidly, Kevin, I feel like they're too soft. They're giving up offensive rebounds, cheap fouls. They've got to be tougher mentally and physically, especially on the interior.
And so it's Rick Carlisle here calling timeout. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust. So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. To the paint, and stolen by Thompson. Nobody near Schroeder. Over to the left wing. And he's good on the 3 ball. Schroeder's got himself on the board with 3 there.
The assist totals haven't just continued to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. From outside, off the mark. Pacers trailed by 19. Pulls up on the wing. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Well, he finds some space in that in-between gap there. Too bad he can't release that one on target.
Mathurin for 3. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
A young guy who is ready to attack. Mathurin gets the ball and goes straight into his shot.
And there is a whistle. That goes on Andrew Nembhard. That is his first foul of the game. So for the Pistons, Tobias Harris is checked in for Azar Thompson. And Kate Cunningham subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. Hardaway passes to Stewart. They get it again. And Hardaway gets it to go. Hardaway has got 7.
It's been their Achilles heel defensively. They just have not been able to control that backcourt.
Detroit leading by 18. Greg in January 2024 Pascal Siakam was traded out of Toronto.
Many teammates in the league, an older player from a mid-major school. The Raptors did a lot to help Siakam, turning him into an all-NBA caliber player.
Hardaway with a wide open look. Off target from three-point range.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. The NBA is looking for greater parity. The Golden State's Draymond Green said, quite frankly, with this new CBA, dynasties are over. We're the last dynasty you'll be able to speak of because of the way this salary cap is set up. Guess we'll see. Kevin?
I hope he's not right, but he may be onto something, David. Thank you.
Stewart, even though he's built a little stocky, can get up off the deck that time with a huge jam.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Yeah, it's going to be on Miles Turner.
And what strikes me about Cade Cunningham is he's still growing. He's still capable of doing more on the floor. And he has the work ethic and attitude to make those improvements and become a real factor. On the floor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Jalen Duren. He's checked in for Stewart. Asar Thompson comes in for Malik Beasley. And Ivy subbed in for Hardaway. So entirely new group in now for Indiana. Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for Miles Turner. Walker comes in for Pascal Siakam. Jackson, he's checked in for Benedict Mathurin. And Halliburton subbed in for Andrew Nembhard. Shots good by Walker.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Shots good by Duren. That's now 8 points here for Jalen Duren.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
I just don't think they want him taking that kind of shot. Again, his teammates are just laughing, shaking their heads there on the bench.
Walker against Ivy. Oh boy, a little contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
Well, the work ethic from Ivy is something that has gone unquestioned in his young career.
This is his first free throw of the game. He makes 1 of 2 that time.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Now Detroit moving it up. Good. Ivy's got 10.
Wow, Ivy just takes off. That high-effort transition play, that's what will make him an asset moving forward.
Halliburton for 3. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got 4 rebounds in this game. Ivy. Here's Duren. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. 10 points for him.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside. Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
The kick out to Cunningham. Minutes from three-point range.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays at certain. The scores.
A dominating first half of basketball. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
Two quarters of play completed as we welcome you to take a look at some of the upcoming games on the schedule. You know, I love sitting up here and doing this show with you guys. I learn something new every day.
Man, you know what? It is pretty unreal they pay us to do this. Did I say that out loud?
Wait, you guys get paid?
Well, yeah, we wouldn't sit here and deal with you for free.
Gotta call my agent now.
And let's talk now about that first half. What a commanding start for the Pistons.
They're taking the traditional approach of working it inside and then going outside. That stretched out that defense.
Yeah, it's about time. Once you establish that inside game, everything away from the bucket opens up.
Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Nice game. Great performance by Jaden Ivey.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Greg, you look at the great coaches. What are one or two of the most important qualities for success that you see?
Well, for me, Kevin, I think you got to be able to adapt tactically. I mean, that's huge, and especially in the playoffs. But most important, can you motivate and unify a locker room? That leadership quality is what really puts a coach over the top.
Here's who Rick Carlisle started the second half with. The perimeter pairing with Nembhard and Mathurin. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Halliburton in at the 1.
The third quarter has not started well, just 1 of 4.
And he's got the skill to pull up from anywhere. Mathurin feeling it.
Cunningham kicks to Harris. Cunningham looking it over. Pulls it up. And again, Cunningham missing.
Team starts the second half missing 4 of 5 shots. When does the coach possibly call a timeout and reiterate what he talked about at halftime?
Free throw line jump shot. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Cunningham's got 9 points.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
And the Pacers call time here. Here on the 2K leaderboard are the rebounding leaders from a season ago. Number 5 is Jalen Duren.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers, really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
Here's Nesmith. Offline with his 3. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Took him no time at all on that one. He's got 9.
Thompson continuing to work on that shot, hoping to become more consistent as an outside threat.
McConnell passes to Nesmith. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
He lacks defense there. He's going to see fewer and fewer chances if he can't bury those kind of jumpers.
Ivey with the bucket.
What a performance on the offensive end. He's making the defenders pay right now for all of the mistakes they're making.
Indiana moving it around. Jackson from long range. Good, and the assist goes to Bryant.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Charity strike shot. Second chance effort. Cunningham's shot is off.
His shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look like if he was on. I've not seen him shoot this poorly, guys, in a game this season.
Harris dishes to Cunningham. Pass to Ivey. Down low, here's Harris, and slammed up by Harris.
All that athleticism from Tobias Harris, showing that time.
Here's McConnell. The three-pointer, no good. Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And when it comes to Jalen Duren, Brandon, it's fair to say some teams regret not drafting him.
Well, maybe a handful, Kevin. I mean, there's a particular way that you want to play or use that position with how you get out there offensively. Jalen is a proven big. This guy is physical, strong, and can rebound, and gives you a different presence on the inside.
Ivy finds Thompson. Cunningham outside. Here's Ivy. Here's Duran. And Duran slams it in.
During one of the league's most powerful players, he doesn't mess around close to the basket.
Neesmith. Detroit with the rebound. Johnson's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Cunningham. It's rebounded by Indiana.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
Thompson from long range. Hands it from downtown. Johnson's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, hitting Jay's off to catch, one of the many ways Thompson can beat you.
Neesmith can't get it to go.
That's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
And a look now at the breakdown between 3-point and 2-point shots attempted here tonight for Indiana.
And that's a lot of three-point attempts for a team not shooting it all that well today. If they were making more of them, then great. Keep shooting them and use it to try and get a lead, but it's not helping their cause right now.
A different look here for Detroit. Stewart checked in for Duran. Holland comes in for Tobias Harris. And it's Beasley in for Asar Thompson. Indiana also making some changes. Siakam is checked in for Thomas Bryant. And Walker subbed in for Jackson.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with loose ends.
He had a nice open look right there.
And not his quarter, scoring-wise, just 1 of 7 from the field.
Beasley for 3. Walker with the rebound. And Indiana shooting 32% overall right now. Not one of their better showings. Good on the triple. Chapman's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooting.
Really left alone that time.
Coming right back to the 3 of his own, that's Beasley.
Siakam inside the 3-point line. And again, it's Indiana converting.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
See what I mean, man? This game's really enjoyable.
And so is Detroit.
Get them enjoyable because, yeah, the game speaks, man. The game speaks for you to lose.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. Isaiah Stewart out there with Beasley. Then there's Tim
That's what I don't like about
Then
this.
there's Paul Reed and Schroeder in at the point guard. That's the group for Detroit right now.
There's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
And McConnell gets it to go.
And they're getting their points
That's
now
what I don't like about it.
exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Inside, here's Hardaway, and Hardaway with the dunk.
Tim Hardaway Jr. up and at it that time.
Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the 4th, and the shot goes in. And it's 7 points for Jarris Walker. The Pistons shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%. Back to Reed. That's tipped, stolen by Walker. Here's Neesmith. And it's off from 3-point range. Wade Drake, they're sharing the ball tonight, mesmerizing.
Everyone's getting to touch it, and everyone's contributing.
Here's Schroeder. And a miss there on the dribble. For Indiana, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play.
And they've won the rebound battle so far, and it's translated to the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's not just about stopping the offense in the scouting report. It's about knowing where to be when those shots are going to be missed. And they're doing a nice job on the rebound.
Hardaway for 3. It's rebounded by Indiana. Chapman's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. That one goes.
Well, Toppin, a big player that can see over the top of guys. That time a good decision.
Schroeder against McConnell. And the call on the shot. It sends in to the line. It's going to be on Obi Toppin. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach from Detroit?
Guys, they've done everything they can in this one to just dominate that backboard offensively and keeping control of the ball and then converting.
Well, if we add another thing to it, it's about the urgency they played with. I mean, you look at the eyes of these guys. They're focused, wanting to get up tempo, and that's helped them score on the fast break.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes to pass now here in the fourth. And good that time.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Turner with it. Beasley covering. Indiana moving it around. It's Nembhard on the wing. Drills it from outside.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Finished off by Fontecchio.
I like the dish from Hardaway Jr., proving once again he's a team-first player.
Mathurin, good.
Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the fourth period. We'll see how it pans out.
It's one thing to have teams shoot a bunch of threes, but with this team being that hot defensively, you got to chase them away from anywhere near that line.
Back to Stewart, out to the right wing. Just 5 to shoot. Hooked away. It's stolen by Mathurin. Now here's Mathurin, the fast break chance.
They start that play with aggressive defense, finish with aggressive offense.
Well, a lot of times coaches will tell you that if you play great defense, you're going to get a reward. It was a good possession all the way around.
Poked loose.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Detroit.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Cade Cunningham.
Just really loved his activity level here tonight. Constantly mixed it up, and he threw himself into a lot of plays.
Stewart passes to Fontecchio. Beasley for 3, drains it from beyond the arc.
An impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to urge their team on, and that can always help. That home advantage of home fans getting you going, fully on display here.
Now here's Schroeder. So it's the Pistons taking care of business here. This may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a critical...
the NBA on 2K Sports. And the highlight of this game could be the matchup at the 5 spot, Clark.
You know, Brian, we've seen strong play at the center position these last few years, and we've got two bigs who can each take over a game, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun watching them square off.
And now the Indiana Pacers starters. Halliburton and Nembhard, the 1 and the 2. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. And it's Mathurin in at the 3 slot. Now here's Bridges. Shoots from the line, and that one good.
Oh, so solid from the mid-range. Bridges understands when to rise up from there.
And here's Turner from the arc. No luck on that one. And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. Coming into this, having notched a win against Boston in their last game.
And it's just so hard to stop them when they're scoring at that level. They were efficient and didn't let up at all. Well, it's really hard to stop them when they're in the groove offensively. They were in a comfort zone all game long at that point.
Siakam gets the bucket.
Yeah, how about Siakam right there, coming right back and sinking the 3? Yeah, and I can't help but remember Tyrese Halliburton in the 2024 All-Star Game. A spectacular performance from him in that one. And the icing on the cake, him dropping the shot that took the East point total to over 200 points.
Here's Brunson outside. Pacers with a rebound. Defeated by Detroit in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
You know, in that game, it was just too much disparity in effort level between the two teams, especially on the glass. You know, I think that was the big difference in the game. One team was pounding the glass relentlessly, while the other team, not so much.
Here's Halliburton, following the bucket by the Knicks. Got the first shot of the night for him, no good. Nobody finds Brunson. This one for 3. Connects from downtown. Brunson's got 6.
Some threes look better than others, and Brunson's lefty stroke from 3 is a beautiful thing. Hey, you know, I like the competitive spirit, but when you look at it, I think he rushed that 3 a little bit because he was trying to get back at his opponent.
To the middle. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Give him 8 points now. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
I had a chance to catch up with Tom Thibodeau. We talked about this matchup here tonight, specifically what his team wants to do against Miles Turner. Coach told me we need to push him out of the paint whenever we can, make him a jump shooter, and look at those results. If we can do that, I think we'll be in great shape. Guys, back to you.
Thanks for that, Allie. And it's Rick Carlisle calling timeout here. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Robinson, he's checked in for Anunoby. And some changes here for the Pacers. All right, let's take a look back at last season and see the teams who collected the most second chance points. Second, New York.
This is a hustle stat. This team pounded the offensive glass, and it shows in their numbers from last year.
Here's Jackson. And that one's long.
And that's a low percentage shot, and I'm sure he knows it. Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving, get something better. Yeah, their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine. Yeah, shots fall off to a very good start offensively as a result.
DJ McConnell.
And here's New York now. They're on a 17-5 run. Down outside. Here's Bridges. Drops in the layup for 2.
And this defense needs to turn the screws and ramp up the intensity. They're looking a little loose out there right now. Yeah, they've got to do a little more to disrupt their offensive rhythm, too. Usually, guys, he's going to knock that one down from there. Proficient at operating in that medium range area.
Well, Grant, one thing about this Knicks team, they have a clear identity.
Yeah, they have the mentality of their city, New York City. Playing the game with passion, in-your-face attitude. And, of course, these Knicks leave it all out on the floor.
McConnell's shot is off. And so it's Brunson who brings up the ball for New York. It's a 13-point game. For 3, Bridges. Counted from distance. Bridges has got 9.
And excellent perimeter offense so far. Their shooters are clearly in a great rhythm. It really makes them a hard team to guard because they space you out so well.
Here's Hart. Yes, and a nice assist from Brunson. Brunson's got 3 assists tonight.
His assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Got it.
You don't want to let them get into a rhythm from out there.
New York leading by 15. Pass to Towns. Uncovered. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right iron.
You can't help but look toward their defense. They're totally lost.
Well, everything's coming too easily. At some point defensively, you have to take something away. Watch out now, when this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Hart from long range. Rebound by Shepard. Pacers trail by 15. Here's Toppin. The jumper from the wing off target. Bridges feeling it out a little bit. Chalk up 2 there. He's got 11.
Boy, I like their energy coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard is... Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a comfortable margin for the Knicks here, guys.
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
Yeah, I like the way they play. They're looking to get up and down the court every time. Racehorse basketball here tonight. Strap it up. Don't look down. Don't miss something.
On the floor for Indiana. Tyrese Halliburton is out there with T.J. McConnell. Then it's Toppin. Then it's Neesmith. And it's Walker in the power forward position.
No hesitation. Nice work by Walker, not overthinking it.
Here's Payne. And the first shot of the night for him. Missing. Pacers trail by 14. Oh, taking the contact with Halliburton.
Very good composure and control that time by Halliburton, not allowing that physical defense to affect his shot at all.
To the inside, here's McBride. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
You know, they're really being bullied right now defensively. 8 of the last 10 points have come from inside.
Sometimes you just got to man up and take a tough foul in order to stop these free runs to the rim.
And we'll have a timeout here called by Rick Carlisle. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Anunoby, he's checked in for New York. And a new group getting ready for Indiana. Turner, he's checked in for Toppin. Pascal Siakam comes in for Walker. Matherin's checked in for Tyrese Halliburton. And it's Nembhard in for McConnell. New York leading by 14. Anunoby passes to McBride. Matherin with a rebound.
Man, I can't believe he blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
Well, Clark, talking about Benedict Matherin, he's another great young Canadian player.
Yeah, they've got a ton of them coming from north of the border, PA. I mean, Matherin, you got R.J. Barrett, SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, at this point, you could probably fill a couple of rosters with high-level players that come from Canada.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Brian, the NBA draft is now split over 2 days. Commissioner Adam Silver said second-round picks have become increasingly important, and this allows teams more time between those picks, as well as a chance to reassess after the first round. Also, given the level of interest, it merited primetime coverage and exposure.
All right, Allie, thank you. It's been a hit. McBride with it. Picked up by Matherin. Here's Anunoby. And the Knicks miss again. Pacers trail by 11. Launches it. Achua with the rebound. The Knicks have got 2 of 7 attempts to drop since the end of the first quarter. And that one drops.
Wow, they're really being taken advantage of defensively out there. No rim protection whatsoever.
And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. Miles McBride picks one up.
Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
2 shots. And you played for several different coaches with very different philosophies, Grant. Did you have a favorite system?
Well, you know, BA, I did. I played 19 years, a number of different coaches. But the seconds or less offense back when I was with the Suns as a player. You want to run, and honestly, it's so much fun getting up and down.
New York shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. That free throw is good from Anunoby. So, Clark, you think the winner of the NBA Cup should be guaranteed an automatic playoff bid?
Man, that's interesting. I think it could make for a more competitive tournament. So if that would be the outcome, then I would be all for it. But what happens if the tournament winner is the #1 seed at the end of the season? I think you'd have to find alternative incentives then, BA.
Yeah, this is Matherin at his best, driving hard to the cup and finishing in style.
And here's Brunson from the arc. Knocks down the triple. Brunson's got 14 points.
And this is how he shines. He's a big part of their floor space.
And you know what? It's all about the long distance game for him tonight. He's getting it done from out there.
And it's Rick Carlisle calling timeout here. He's going to talk it over with his guys. The Knicks making a switch here. Jewish checked in. So Indiana going with an almost entire new group here. Bryant, he's checked in for Turner. Toppin comes in for Siakam. Neesmith, he's checked in for Matherin. And it's Jackson in for Nembhard.
They are shooting it well from beyond the arc right now.
Outside Anunoby. And it's all from three-point range.
You know, he hasn't contributed well scoring the ball, but obviously his teammates have.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Here's Brunson. Softly drops in the floater. He's got 16.
And they've really managed to dominate inside.
Play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
New York leading by 16. And it's New York with another.
They're going old school out there now. Working the mid-range part of the floor.
They keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
And so Anunoby will bring it up for New York. Brunson passes to Anunoby. Back to Brunson. And we've got 28 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Jackson for three. He buries it for three. Jackson's got his first 3 points of the game.
Lackluster defense, showing no desire to chase shooters off that line.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
And so it's New York, liking their chances, ending the quarter with a 15-point lead. They put in work down low. Getting in close and scoring in bunches. Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Al, all right, good stuff, Allie. And we'll get back to the action at the start of the third quarter.
Hello, looking at the Knicks, they started the season on a high note. Now they look to improve to 2-0.
Yeah, they look strong in that first matchup, played with a lot of energy. We'll see if it carries over into this one.
Let's move on, shall we? To that first half we just watched, guys. A tremendous start for Jalen Brunson. That does it for halftime. Let's get back to game action.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. You look at Jalen Brunson in this game, he's been everywhere.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of it.
They've got Jalen Brunson. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Josh Hart. And then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Anunoby in at the small forward position. That's Tom Thibodeau's 5 as we get going in the second half.
And no matter how the D's coming at him tonight, Brunson has adapted. And that's what great scorers do. They figure it out. They've shown the power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant. So far, so good to begin this half. They're 3 for 3. Perfect.
Offensively, Karl Anthony Towns is one of the most well-rounded big men in the league, Grant.
Yeah, maybe in league history, B.A. He's an elite three-point shooter, low score, and his passing is severely underrated.
Yeah, that one's good. Brunson.
That would be 4 in a row for them now as they have come racing out the gate to start the second half.
And we'll have a timeout here called by Rick Carlisle. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some game plan. So Indiana ends up going with the group. All right, let's look back on last season for a moment. Here were your scoring leaders. Jalen Brunson, 4th.
This is a guy who never took a night off. You look at his numbers and you know that he put in a tremendous effort every single game.
And here's Toppin from the arc. And it's New York with a rebound.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Here's Brunson outside. And Toppin pulls it down.
And that's their first miss after hitting 4 in a row to start the half.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver is highly encouraged by the growth of the game. He said, in addition to being the fastest growing sport in the world, we are the #1 participation team sport in the United States. Boys and girls are playing basketball in record numbers. Love to hear it, Brian.
No doubt. The game's in a great place right now, Allie. Thank you. Shot clock at 6. Towns. Soft touch off the glass. Towns has got 5 points in the quarter.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse for them.
Back-to-back threes, making their defense work on the perimeter a bit.
Back to Brunson. Perfect pass to set up the lay-in. Brunson's got 26.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior. Yeah, he's really scrambling to keep them in this game. Gotta respect that hustle.
Down low. Here's Hart. And Toppin pulls it down. Toppin's got his 4th rebound in this one. Jackson for 3. And it's New York with a rebound. Ananobi's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Inside. And Hart with a basket on the assist from Ananobi. Hart's got 8 points.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Pass to Towns. Now Bridges. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Toppin's got a rebound number 5 here tonight. Jackson for 3. The Knicks pull it in. Brunson passes to Anunoby. The three-pointer off the mark.
Defense dodged a bullet that time. Total breakdown.
There's Jackson with the 3. Fires in the triple. 9 points in the game.
Slow defensive rotation causing a breakdown along the perimeter.
And timeout is called by Tom Thibodeau. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Mitchell Robinson, he's checked in for Anunoby.
Get our subs back in. They're starters.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third.
All alone from mid-range. You gotta think he's kicking himself.
Here's Matherin. It's good. And give the assist to Siakam. Matherin's got his 2nd basket.
Great body control allows Matherin to finish through contact.
Back to Brunson. And a nice finish on the layup. And the Knicks lead by 19.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to score. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
And the basket by Bridges.
His efficiency has been a big factor in helping them capture this lead.
Siakam for 3. Hart pulls it in. New York leading by 19. Here's Bridges. It's hard on the wing. Back to Bridges. Beyond the arc. And again, New York with the triple.
That's his third triple of the night, his second since halftime.
Siakam for three. And Siakam again missing. New York has gone 3 of 5 from downtown here in the second half. From downtown, Brunson misses.
He's really slowed down a bit here in the second half. He hasn't converted a three yet after the tremendous first half he had.
And that one drops for him.
From Tyrese Halliburton.
With 1 on the clock. The shot comes out. It's been all about Jalen Brunson for the Knicks. He put together 10 points in the... And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist to the game.
And from the two-guard... spot, an unselfish play like this sets a fantastic tone.
That's right. I mean, that's not his primary duty, but when the situation calls for it, he can do it and does it well.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. And the Pacers looking at who they've got. We've got Neesmith. Tyrese Halliburton is out there with T.J. McConnell. Then there's Walker. And it's Toppin in at the center position. Yes, it's good. And here's Indiana now. And after this one, they're at home against Philadelphia. And that's a 1-game homestand for the club.
You know, he's just not taking good shots. He's not taking smart shots, forcing up a lot of low percentage jump there.
It's a 3-pointer.
Man, you have to extend that defense. I mean, you really have to stay connected to him at all times.
Yeah, especially with the score being what it is. I mean, you got to tighten it up on D.
Fantastic ball movement for them tonight.
The things are definitely working offensively. A balanced attack is just so much harder to defend.
Lets it go from deep. Indiana with a rebound. Outside Walker. Launches a 3. Buries it from 3.
I love it. Just thumbing his nose at the height disadvantage. He's able to get the space he needs and convert.
And you look at him, he's giving up an awful lot of size in that matchup, so he needs to have the ability to create separation.
And there's Payne. That one's good. And the assist by Towns.
He now sees an open player and rewards him with a nice pass.
Halliburton, good.
A total defensive collapse. I mean, no reason to allow him that kind of space from behind the arc.
And we'll have a timeout called by Tom Thibodeau. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here. Bridges comes in for McBride, and it's Jalen Brunson in for Payne. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Hart, the open shot. Yes, and a nice assist from Brunson.
You know, confidence is a big part of success in the NBA, and Hart is assertive like this. It helps him get going.
Here they come with numbers in transition, and there it is for him. Brunson's got 30. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Knicks.
Yeah, they've collected an impressive number of steals so far, using fast hands to force some turnovers, and then scoring on the other end.
And I love the fact they kept the pressure on, really pushing that ball, running it up the floor. I love seeing that, a team staying aggressive even when they're playing well.
Brunson against Siakam. Here's Brunson. He's covered closely. That one goes in. Brunson's got 14 points now in the second half. Three-pointer Mathurin. Towns with a rebound. Towns has got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big-time effort. For 3, Bridges. They get it back. Hart. Ooh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now.
You know, guys, Josh Hart is somebody that's going to give you everything he's got. His combination of outside shooting and defense is really quite valuable to any team.
So New York going with almost an entirely new group here. Robinson, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Achua comes in for Anunoby. McBride, he's checked in for Bridges. And Payne is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. From the strike. Up again. It's good on the putback.
The effort, the position, the timing, all there.
And that instincts to that. He can sense where the rebound's going to go.
And that sixth sense, guys, might be better than just about anybody else's.
Hart against Mathurin. Shot's good by Hart. Hart's got 5 points now this quarter.
Getting inside and doing damage there really elevates Hart's game, and I'd like to see him be that kind of all-around threat.
Now here's Payne. He's guarded by Nembhard. The offensive rebound. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
First personal foul, second team foul.
And the first one at the line is good. Mark, in your opinion, how does social media affect the game?
Monumental ways. One, I think the most direct way is that it keeps fans connected to players, and players have the option as to how they're going to engage with their fans directly. Player to fan without any middle person. And that is valuable both ways, except when the narrative turns negative. That's the other side of the coin. And when you say things publicly on social media platforms, it's impossible to retract them. You might be able to erase them, but they're still out there in the strategy.
Let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Knicks.
And the disparity in the talent was obvious by the end. Sometimes you just don't have enough ammunition to compete.
Yeah, BA, just a total beatdown. And the next time these teams meet, I can't imagine it'll be any different.
And this one concludes with their second victory of the year.
And having this win on the books might give them a little mental advantage the next 2 times these squads meet.
Stats tell us that the winner of the first game is a big favorite to come out on top in the overall series.
And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for Jalen Brunson.
And, you know, there was no stopping him tonight. Whenever he got the ball, he was looking to score, and rightly so.
Drives to the hoop, played it in with a nice touch off the window.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
And, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
Here's Wright. And he converts the layup.
Their home crowd has energized them all game. Now they're losing it out.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
Halliburton misses. Boy, this could snowball if they continue to put up points.
I can't say enough about their performance.
About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Robinson finds Payne. Achua up top. 4 on the clock. Here's Wright from the arc. Nails it from 3. Halliburton pass to Mathurin. Can they get it? And so it's the Knicks taking care of business in this one. We saw 2 different teams tonight. One played with confidence, operating flawlessly. The other just looked lost.
And the energy in this building was awesome. The crowd was involved from the jump. And once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see how it all came together.
Well, folks, that's going to...
Shout out to the 2 in chat. You guys are the real MVPs. Anyways, if you're new to the broadcast live from the shorts, don't forget to comment, like, thumbs up, subscribe. Also follow my social media, GamerRyan087, on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Also, don't forget to turn on the notification bell to know when I go live on YouTube. Thank you. Peace.